Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Blue Green Ocean Road with your host, David R. Steinberg. With him is Captain Morgan of the SS Poop Deck. Absent of late, we had, I guess the other two were busy.
No, it's
One
early
with
yet.
canoe trip, one with COVID.
Still?
I think so.
Wow,
Well,
that sucks.
I'm treating the birds to a spaghetti dinner. They do like pasta of any kind. They do like. I was thinking of bringing you some eggs, but egg production is low. I'm only getting like 2 eggs a day, I think, if that. Oh, there's one right
Wow.
there. And I kept them inside thinking that they were laying eggs elsewhere in the yard. But still, there's no eggs. They're like birds. What am I feeding them for? Produce some eggs. Give me some eggs, God damn it.
Yeah.
Or I'll put you in a pot
Yeah.
with some carrots and potatoes and onion. Anyway, how's it going?
Not bad, man. I'm reading about Marconi.
So, everything all right?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
My earphones are dying,
Oh.
so there's that.
Yeah.
They had a good run. For about a year they worked. Now they're fading. I don't think they can amplify or hold a charge very long. They're actually very nice for a while. So anyway, back on the poop deck here. And it is the poop deck. So, how you been?
Same old. I just go to work, come home. I'm reading a book on Marconi. The guy who invented radio.
Ah, yeah. Did he base his work on Nikolai Tesla's research, or did he do it on his own?
Oh, no, Tesla got involved because they needed power. And the thing about Tesla was he went, yeah, this is great. This will be, he said, he saw where it went. He said it'll be television, and then he described a Zoom call. Amazing guy. He just went right to Zoom call.
I'm having a hard time hearing you. I don't think it's just these headphones.
Well, yeah, all right. But I gotta fix something.
Hang on a sec.
No, wait. It could be me, George. Could be me.
Oh, hang on a sec. Something's going on here.
Oh. Nothing's going on here. Big dead podcast with nothing going on. Well, okay.
Hang on a sec.
Huh? What?
Everything's going crazy over here.
There's nothing good about anything. This is I think we'd be good at it by now, but
it's
no.
going crazy. All kinds of crazy screens. I think I've been hacked. Oh my god. A sec, let's reboot this.
Yeah, all right.
I'm using my Samsung Galaxy.
Okay. It's 9:01. Can't get baked. Not yet. That's it. George is back. Good. I was about to start singing. This is no bueno. You sound good. I mean, the regular cellular seems to be working, George. So let's fucking do that. These guys aren't calling, so I don't know. Just I'm gonna just no puck. And Mikey's just sick, huh?
What I understand.
Mikey?
I mean, not critically devastating, but enough, put him out
Yeah, you become
for a while.
He didn't get vaccinated, I guess, huh? Or did he? That's even
Yes,
worse.
he did. Yes, he got vaccinated.
When though?
Well, we all did, but I think.
When was the last time you got vaccinated?
Well, I stopped in 2.
Well, then you're not vaccinated. I just got one last September. I got one. I got a COVID shot and the flu. It's not. You got to update yourself too, George. You got to update your phone and you got to update yourself.
I'm not gonna get another COVID shot.
No.
The only reason I got him in the first place was to have a vaccine card that I could present. I can vacation outside of the state.
So you wouldn't have even gotten it, huh?
I wouldn't have. I did get it after I got my first shot. I got it within 2 weeks. I was down with COVID. It was pretty bad. It was like the worst flu I think I've had. And so I got the booster just to fill out my vaccination card so they can let me across the border up in Maine.
I remember that. I remember that text you said. I told everybody what you said about it would have been more comfortable if they stuck it up your ass. That Q-tip. That was fucking classic, man. I fucking laughed my head. Everybody laughs at that. I told other people. I didn't say it was actually. Well, yeah, some people know you said that. I kept it.
That's fine. I have no problem.
No, it was funny as a son of a bitch. That's what you said. You said it would have been more comfortable if they stuck it up my ass. I went, Jesus.
I know. I think the guy was taking pleasure and just he knows that it irritates the fuck out of people. And the guy was like, there's a National Guard nurse or some other shit. You could see it was like an armed encampment on the CCR campus in Warwick.
I know. I went there.
Yeah.
I got my shot.
Military vehicles. It was like, this is like an apocalypse headquarters or something. Yeah.
It was. It was right out of the movie, man. It was, right? I mean, you get your shot. Don't go out. Stay off the streets. All that shit. The whole thing. It was fucking weird. It was I can't believe that even happened. You gotta give me a fucking break. That happened? Really?
I know. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right.
Yeah. So, I mean, what the fuck? It's.
Oh man.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, it's. I know you're gonna tell people about it. They're not gonna believe what happened, but.
No.
I don't know. I'm not going to get any more boosters,
All right.
I hear they're putting it in the regular flu shot now.
I love.
Doctors.
I don't care about that shit. I just got both of them right in my when it was so I could sleep on one side. It was pretty rough. I was kind of fucked up for a day after that. But.
Oh yep. I hear yep. Does those kinds of shots will give you a nasty
fever. I had a fever.
Arm ache.
Well, the arm ache. We used to punch each other in the arm, like in the Navy. That's like when we do it right away. They'd have us do like 100 push-ups, right after the shot, and then then we just fuck around. Just don't baby it. It'll be all right. The thing that got me was the shot itself. I got this fever. I was like in bed, like puddle of sweat, all that shit.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
You see those ads for like if you're at that what was that Michigan that base here you did your training?
Michigan. I went to Great Lakes.
Oh, Great Lakes. I think
in
that's
Chicago. Huh?
Oh, Chicago. All right, that's the one. They were advertising that. Did you do any work with fire retardant foam?
Oh yeah.
While you were there? Yeah, there's like a lawyer asking people
Yeah, I'm good.
if they had any problems with it. That they're doing a class action lawsuit.
I was a firefighter. I sprayed that. I put fire out with it. I bathed in it, man. Matter of fact, those jugs, I used to make wine in it. I used to empty the light shit out. Yeah, we used to empty them. And we put grape juice, sugar, and yeast in the fuckers, right? And then in a week or two, it would be wine. Well, kind of wine. Well, it'd be alcohol anyway. So, yeah. I don't think I should mention that, though.
No, but you may be eligible for funds from a class action lawsuit.
Yeah, I'm good.
You know.
You know what they used before that? Goat's blood. I think it was all blood. That would make the foam. It was actually blood.
Yeah, well, that was probably a hell of a lot safer than some of the chemicals that came up.
Well, I don't know. I guess that had its own, stuff, pathogens and shit. It's all just. And the fire is worse. So the fire is much worse. Yeah, I had a friend of mine in the Navy. He called me. He was talking. He was getting involved in fucking asbestos because the whole ship was full of it. And I went, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I skipped out on that too. I got things to do. I got.
Might be leaving money on the table, Dave.
Yeah, it's all right, man. I'm fine.
Okay. Well, I just thought I'd mention it.
Thanks, though.
I thought of you when I heard of the.
You could I'll give you my ID card. You could go be me. And whatever you get, you could keep. There's like the Gulf War syndrome. Like, guys, I mean, these guys don't fucking win. They just wait you out, man. I know. It's just like what I know of it, it's a fool's game. I mean, the lawyer's gonna make some money because he'll be able to bill at the end, but the rest of us, they already got it set where by the time they go, oh, all right, we were wrong, you're dead. So
that's what they tried to do with Agent Orange.
they don't try and do it. They succeed in doing it. There's very few people at the end of the line that's even around to fucking get a check, and then they're usually in a wheelchair with some kind of shit hooked up to their face. It's I just don't believe I'm getting anything. It's like Men in Black will come see me, all that shit. I don't need that in my life. I just don't.
Men in Black.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Like if I was like in a death, say I was hospitalized. Yeah, I'd be pointing fingers all over the place. Because what else do I got to do but just lay there and fucking die, So I might as well, I probably wouldn't do anything then. I'll just watch, just listen to a podcast and shit.
Oh, get some cash for your family, maybe.
Yeah. They got enough cash. That's enough now. What do they want? How much fucking money do you need? Hey, you were at fucking, what is it? You were at Stop and Shop over here, huh?
Yes, I was. I went to the Stop and Shop. My son takes kickboxing right on Atwood Avenue, and while he's in there, I go for a walk, and I go to the Stop and Shop. I check my balance at the ATM, and maybe pick up something for supper if necessary. Or
not no more, man. That one closed. That's gone. It's done. It sucks because I used to go in there all the time at work. I go over there, get frozen fruit and milk and whatever.
Last week, the shelves were almost bare.
Yeah.
It looked like they were still open. They were clearing out stock, obviously.
Yeah.
But it was still open for the most part.
Yeah, they even quit stocking frozen fruit. You can still get milk. You can still grab milk and shit there. I guess there's eggs and whatnot. Well, there's a bunch of stuff they quit doing. Yeah, whatever. I got all the canned food. They weren't restocking cans, and I got like beans and whatnot. What I got now is Wally World. I got the app, and I'm just buying cases of beans, like 12. You just drive up, and you ever do that curbside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I haven't. I've seen it done, and
you just get there.
But I haven't.
Use the app. You tell them what spot you're in. They roll out. They throw it in your trunk, and you're fucking gone. It's beautiful. Like it's better than like picking out 12 cans of beans, put them in a cart, taking them to a fucking check. You know what I mean? They just give me the case. They like it too, I bet. That's it. Sounds a lot better than dealing with people in a line. You know what I mean?
But I go into Wally World for the show.
Well, it's your
night when I go to pick up my son, and if I need something, I just wander around looking shit, and
Well,
watch the show.
well, yeah, I've been inside, of course. Matter of fact, I haven't used that pickup yet. I might use it today, first time, because
What about Market Basket? Don't you guys do the Market Basket? I mean,
my wife goes over there. Nah, I ain't that for right in that entrance, man. People have been slamming into each other. There's been one after another accident over there because of a delivery exit. That's only for deliveries, but people, to find people at Johnson keep flying out of there because
Okay.
they just do shit they ain't supposed to do, and like Ponce Atwood is just like around, if you go up around like 6:37 right at night, there's like pieces of fucking cars, like plastic pieces all over the fucking place, man. They sweep
Well, I mean,
a lot here. The trucks come through at night with the sweeper, because they do. Yeah. Anyway, that's a notorious spot over there.
I like the Market Basket because they get decent prices and a good selection, but it's madly crowded there.
Mm.
The parking lot, like you were making reference to, is just always overly crowded, and people are
Well, yeah.
going in all different directions, and not only that, it's just me to drive to Johnston. I don't know, man. It's just like,
What are you
a
doing?
chore for me.
This
It's
is.
like I don't like driving to Johnston.
How do you?
I don't know why.
It's just not any good. How do you like driving to? Wait, I'm already here. Yeah, it's just fucking. It's fine when you're in the middle of it because I'm not far from anything, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I can almost smell Home Depot.
Yeah, that's great.
Wally World's on the other end over here. That's not far. It's actually easier to get there than the fucking Market Basket, and and I'm gonna have them pick and pack it for me. So there's that. I go for clothes. I got some shirts a little while ago. I might need a light jacket. I don't know. Maybe I'm wondering. I got a hoodie. I don't like it much, but maybe I'll just wait for the big weather to come.
Yeah, I'm still trying to wear all the shit that I've accumulated over the years. Stuff I haven't worn in years and years. I'm starting to wear because I don't want to throw it out. I don't want to buy anything new.
No. That's the thing is I got rid of everything, and like I lost a ton of weight. I'm like I was 159 the other day, but just when I got up.
159.
Yep.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I'll never see that.
Well, you could if you did what I'm doing. I don't eat any sugar. I stay away from sugar. Anything with sugar in it, fuck you. Because they put sugar in everything.
They do.
So just avoid it. I mean, I even got like almond milk. Almond milk's pretty good. But I got the unsweetened because there's no sugar. And the one with sweetened, it's like a ton of sugar. It's like, why even bother?
Right.
It's like, what are you doing? It's like yogurt too, like all the flavored ones. Like it's like a plain Greek's fine, but the rest of it, fuck you. Just Jesus.
All cancers eat sugar.
Mm.
They require sugar. They make you crave sugar.
Mm.
All cancers, they thrive on sugar. If you have any kind of cancer, it's harder to get rid of it if you have any sugar at all. That's
and then there's that. And then you know what I mean? It's a fuck it. It's the best thing I did. It's not bad. I mean, like fruit has its own sugar. I mean, they have sugars. I mean, there's that sugar. It's just not the added shit. I mean, like, sorry, wait.
Refined sugar. That's from highly refined carbohydrates, like corn syrup.
Well, avoid it all.
Conventional sugars and stuff like that, and white flours and all that stuff. All those highly refined carbs that play havoc. Your liver can't process it as easily, so it ends up dumping it as fat everywhere in your body, all in your veins, all over your organs. It's insane what happens.
I know. It's even hard to get rid of. Even when you're losing weight, it's hard to get rid of that fat. That fat ain't like you can't burn that off. You can't jog that shit away. That's around your liver and shit. That's like the stubborn stuff. That's almost like, I don't know, like barnacles. Like barnacles on your organs. You
Wow.
know? Like the barnacles. Like this, that's how the sea dogs have it. Sea dogs.
Right.
Sea dogs have barnacles. Anyway, so that was good. I mean, it's not even effort. It ain't. Like once you get like a list of food that you like and don't have any added sugar in it, you know, it's like a breeze. It's nothing. Oh, you just got to get there, and bread's out. You know what I mean? All the stuff. You know the stuff.
No bread even. Do you like have a day where you go off your diet?
Nah.
Have your Yolanda cook for you or something?
Well, no, yeah, she made some stuff. Yeah, the weekend there'll be something. But it, you know, it's still like what is it? Like some things I won't do. Like I won't put the cheese on it, you know, something like that. Just junk like that. And I don't use the bread. I don't eat the bread. We had soup
No
yesterday.
butter or cheese, just the bread.
Yeah, no butter. No, hardly any milk too. I'm even moving away from that. Like even milk, like even that one, like that was getting in my way, and I wasn't even using a lot of it. And then I cut that. Like it's just stuff. Like why am I not losing? You know, you hit a point, and it's like you're not losing anymore. You know, and I was like, what happened? Right. And then then I just cut out another. Usually dairy. If you just kill dairy, fucking cut it off completely. I eat eggs though. Protein and tuna. I ate a lot of tuna. I tried sardines. Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
You don't like them, or
No.
you just
Afraid not, man. I got these ones that well the ones I got anyway, you know, they were just fucking awful. They were big. Yeah, like they still had bones in them and shit. What the fuck, you know?
well, bones are good for you because they're almost like they're so tender that they just
No,
dissolve.
these were not tender bones. I've eaten bones. I'll pick the bones out of salmon, right? And canned salmon. I like that. But these weren't those type of bones. These bones were like going to stab your stomach and cause some kind of problem down there.
I know, tearing your
Little swords.
Oh, you probably got a shit badge somewhere.
Yeah, I did. I didn't like them. Anyway, they were expensive. It was like $9 for the fucking things. It was in tomato sauce. I don't know.
No, I don't think they suck in tomato sauce. You gotta get them in like olive oil or something.
Yeah.
You gotta get the sprats, the thin ones, in olive oil, and those are the best. And they like just melt in your mouth. They're really good.
Sprats?
Sprats. It's not a name brand. It's a type of sardine.
Oh.
All right, and they're very tiny.
It's like brat.
Like,
all right.
SPRATS.
Yeah.
And they're excellent. I mean, you shouldn't be paying $9 a can for it.
I don't remember. I mean, it was a lot. It was way more than tuna. I remember that, and I went, "Oh, I'll throw that in there." I mean, I don't remember the price. I don't fucking remember shit like that. But I mean, I remember it was like because I was thinking of doing it because you know it was like another thing. I was going to say, well, I'll try these because you can because they're good. They're good for you. So that was a I'll try again.
The kippered herring, the kippers with the canned herring.
Yeah.
Is really good.
We got herring. Yeah, no, we got some of that herring, right? There's a ton of sugar in there. I mean, I got to watch out with how they prepare it, right? Yeah. Yeah, there's a ton of sugar in it. You know, so I don't.
And the kippers?
No, just herring. It was like there's a lot of like canned food that you know you just flip the top and eat it. It's like for lunch.
Yeah.
So
all canned fruit has sugar in it.
Yeah. Not all.
Sugar in all canned fruit.
No, not all.
Like what? What doesn't have?
Pineapple and pineapple juice. Not added sugar. You can just check. I know. You know it's like fruit cocktails a nightmare. Geez, that's all like fructose. They put corn syrup in that motherfucker, but it's delicious. Yeah, and you can get it in water. You get peaches in water. You can get peaches in pear juice. Or you can get peaches in heavy syrup, which is the bad one. That's fucking bad.
Anything, that's.
There's just levels. You know, the thing you got to look. I mean, it's so fucking weird. Like the words aren't even big on the cans. You know what I mean? It's like you can even if you're looking, you can fuck it up, and then you can end up with like the minute you taste it, you go, "This is too sweet. I just fucked up, and you look at it and go, oh, what the fuck? It's got, I got one in with light syrup because they put the word light. It's not light. It's not light at all. So yeah, I know this is fucking danger. Like that white flour. I remember I remember I ate white bread. I had white bread, and you looked almost pissed when you saw it. And then I asked you, and you told me about that flour. I didn't even know. I was about to make a sandwich with like white bread. Yeah.
Well,
You saved me.
I didn't mean to make you feel bad.
No, you didn't say anything. It's just the way you looked. You just had I've known you a million years, so like there was something off, There's like, oh, what? I said, what? That's what I said. What? I probably just went like that. What? And you told me. I went, oh. Now I'm appalled.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's just something. It's my memory. You don't even remember it. Probably because, but you told me about it, and that's how it was. I just noticed something. You weren't gonna like give me any shit. You were just gonna quietly. I don't know what you were gonna do next. I just asked first, like, because I could tell there was something wrong with whatever I was doing right there, and I was about to make a sandwich with like Wonder Bread or some shit, which you should never do.
No, it's shit. It really is shit. All of it. It's like there's so little of it that's not shit.
Yeah.
Like I like apple pie, but they put a ton of sugar in apple pie. I bought one apple pie that said no sugar added, but it turned out it was full of sorbitol,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's no good. It makes it taste like shit. And there was a place up here, Baker's Dozen, that makes an apple turnover, an unfrosted apple turnover with no added sugar but no sorbitol. It's just stewed apples in a folded over pie, I don't know, like a pocket, like a crusty pocket with stewed apples in it. And I guess they make it for the people who have trouble with sugar and stuff. They're delicious. So I go over there. They're usually always sold out and stuff, but if you get one, it's great. It's just a taste of apples and like pie crust and stuff. But pie crust is probably not good for you anyway, but it tastes really good, and it's a nice alternative, to the sugary nonsense. It's like donuts. I don't eat donuts, but they're all friggin' goop, they constantly squirt them and cover them with the worst kind of sugary nonsense,
Mm-hmm.
And
sugary nonsense.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Just sugary nonsense. Like, it's really addicted to Reese's peanut butter cups.
I want to. I'll have a dozen. A bag of sugary nonsense.
Yeah, well, I had like a Reese's peanut butter cup the other day.
Oh no!
I still love those things.
What are you doing, George? Jesus Christ!
And I had a Reese's peanut butter cup.
No.
I was like, man, I love these things.
No.
Anyway.
No.
And then I tasted it. It didn't even taste like
No.
chocolate or peanut butter.
Tasted like death.
And I'm like, I'm looking at the ingredients, and like, there's like hardly any cocoa powder in there.
No.
To make it chocolate, and there's hardly any peanut butter. It's mostly margarine.
Yeah.
So you're eating like corn syrup and seed oil margarine. It's like, what the fuck is this?
Paint thinner.
Pure garbage. Yeah, pure garbage, man. It's like
Glycol.
ammonium glycol #2.
The tears of the poor.
That's right. Round up hungry masses.
Yeah.
Soylent Green.
Yeah. Soylent Green is Reese's. Oh no! I can't believe you.
I think that's one of the best flavor combinations there is, like chocolate and peanut butter. But they don't make those anymore. They don't make. You have to make. So
No.
I actually went looking to try to find some chocolate that wasn't full of shit. It's just not out there. There are some that but they're really like 90% cocoa, and it don't really taste that great. So
I just stick around fruit, man. I just did my apple pie. Like actually, I did it yesterday. I skinned like two apples and core them, throw them in the blender with almond milk, and some cinnamon, right? And fucking beautiful. It's like
Nice.
yeah. And there's nothing in there, And there's a lot of it. Like two apples with fuck. There's like you're eating and eating, and then you get full. It's like you just ate a whole fucking pie, you know. Because
Jordan just brought home like those McGowan apples.
Oh yeah, this is the time of year to do it. You got a smoothie?
A couple of those. I love those things.
If you got a blender, just throw them in there, and then milk is fine, but just cinnamon, no sugar, nothing else, right? Try that. Or you don't even bother with the cinnamon. The fucking apples just with milk is this shit. Because if you do it much, you make it foamy, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's like good. And if it's cold, it's like ice cream. It's fucking man. What you can do with fruit and not get. Oh, what's really cool is blueberries, right? You and then put them in the fridge. They separate. It turns into like this pudding on top with like blueberry juice underneath. It's the shit. It takes about an hour for that just to form. It's just blueberries.
So after you blend it, you're saying after you blend it, put
Yep.
it in the freezer?
Yep. No, refrigerator. In a plastic tub. And just wait.
Oh, okay.
It'll separate. Pineapple does the same thing. Strawberries do too. They all kind of do that. All the pulp goes to the top, But the blueberries turn into this nice like jelly, like almost like Jello, almost jelly. It's like pudding.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the shit. I'm going like, why? And there's nothing in it. They're just blueberries. You know what I mean? So it's just, you're safe, man. It's like nature sugar and shit. So anyway, that's dessert. It's dessert like. I fucking eat a lot of fruit. First I eat beans, tuna, beans, and then I end it with that until I can't even eat no more. And I'm not gaining weight. I'm losing. Well, I found a spot. Like my body's happy where I am.
Okay.
So there's not like I'm not starving. It's just like I've kind of equaled out. I'm kind of like equal. I got my pant sizes at 32. It's never gonna be anything else because I feel on both sides is bones. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna unless my bones start shrinking. I'm never gonna be like a 31. You know what I mean? I forgot about that. That's it. That's hips to hips, which just bone. It's nice, Judge. It takes realistically you lose like a pound, maybe a pound and a half a week, and it's like for a while it's a slog. Well, it's just like you just don't notice after a while, and even your reward day, you forget like you'll get by it, like I used to do it on a Sunday, right when I started years ago. I did Sunday at Colony Ice Cream, and then I remember one Sunday I'd let a Sunday go by. And it was like on a Tuesday, I went, oh shit, I didn't go get ice cream this week. Like I just completely fucking forgot about it. I forgot all about it. So anyway, it's just because with me, my back really hates humping anything around. And like I even fuck it up just pulling around 150 to 160 pounds. So there's that.
There's that, yeah.
And my heart scares the fuck out of me when I'm weighing a lot. Like it quit bugging me. So there's that too. Feeling good is good. So I feel good. I don't want diabetes. Holy fuck. I don't want that. Oh no. I don't want it.
It's horrible.
I knew a guy for years. He died last year. He's a guy I used to work with on and off, and I used to see a lot. They started lobbing off pieces of his foot. He kept losing toes. And
Yeah, I had an uncle that happened too. He lost both legs eventually. They started with the toes, the foot, and the legs.
Yeah. He kept doing that. I mean, he kept going in and losing another piece. Jesus Christ. I mean, fuck.
But he kept going back to the bar and drinking himself to death. I mean, that's really bad too with diabetes, is alcohol consumption.
This guy wasn't even a drinker. But he drank soda. He did shit like that. He worked at Burger King.
It's horrible. It's worse than alcohol.
Well, he used to eat Burger King a lot because I don't know why. He used to work at Burger King before. He worked at. He actually was one of those supervisors. He worked at Logan. He worked at that one. I mean, like it was a job. He has a house and all that shit. I mean, it was like actually kind of a career for him.
Yeah.
and this was like, he was a god now. He was old like me, and so yeah, I saw him. I relieved him one night, or he relieved me. I went down there. He was eating a fucking Whopper. I went, oh, Jesus Christ, man! I just thought that was odd. And he always had soda. He always drank soda, so, even though he had diabetes.
So I know. Soda's like one of the worst things you can drink.
He didn't know though.
Consume.
He knew he thought he knew what the fuck, right? He thought he would live forever because he wasn't a drinker, like he wasn't a drug addict. You know, he was one of those guys.
Yeah.
You know, he was gonna, because he had this list of shit he never did, so he thought he was, he was good. You know, people, like you said, people die of alcohol, yeah, but you can die chugging fucking Coca-Cola too, man.
It's horrible, yeah. It's the worst things people can consume.
Absolutely. That soda's like the worst. The fucking worst. Like fruit juice is second worst. Fruit juice is worse because a lot of people are buying it thinking they're doing something good.
But most aren't really. It isn't like things like orange juice isn't really orange juice. It's
No,
orange
it's garbage.
flavored sugar water.
Yeah.
And it's really awful stuff.
Worse is that corn syrup shit. I mean sugar. Ugh.
Anything with corn syrup in it.
Yeah.
It's awful. Anything with seed oil in it, it's horrible.
That too. That too,
I
man.
was at the market the other day and they're renaming margarine, which is one of the worst things you can eat as well.
What's it called now?
Plant-based butter.
Oh, good God. Well, at least this isn't freedom butter. That's next.
Plant-based butter, yeah. It's like, man.
Freedom butter, man. Victory butter. Victory butter.
That's right.
Yeah.
Victory butter. That's the better word for it.
Yeah.
Victory butter.
We're winning. We win. We're number one. It's fucking so ridiculous, man.
It is.
Unfucking real.
Well, I still eat a lot of stupid stuff. I guess I
don't know.
pared it down. I don't eat any processed food. Anything that's made, any prepared meals from the frozen aisle.
Well, yeah.
I don't get into that stuff. I make mostly like stews and.
Yeah, that's fine, actually. I mean, that's a step.
I don't use seed oil in cooking anymore. I use lard. I buy lard and then I cook and fry in lard. Like an egg, I'll fry with like a little butter or something. But
I use olive oil.
Everything else is lard, and it tastes good. You cook potatoes.
Oh, lard, yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
It is awesome, man. Like, you fry potatoes in it and shit.
Yeah, it's delicious.
My wife just made a jar of bacon grease, well, pork grease, right? And I don't really use it anymore, but I used to when I was like 20. When I was poor and young, I used to get a slice of that white bread you hate, and then some bacon grease, and just sit there and cook it in a frying pan until it actually got kind of like black and crunchy. And then put it between a pair of white bread. It's like a piece of meat. It was sort of like you made meat. It also even kind of looked like it. It looked like a thin steak, but it had bacon grease in it, and it was burnt, kind of burnt. Like browned really aggressively. My heart just took a skip. Don't you dare do that now. I said, don't worry, man.
Well, you're better off with that kind of fat than you are with the seed oil fat, which is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta watch out about bacon is because it has the sodium nitrates in it.
Oh yeah,
really bad for you.
Oh, I don't go near it.
So,
it's my wife. My wife's doing that, right? She's not in the program either. So, but it's nice that she does make something. She made like this bean soup yesterday that was with scarole. It was fucking awesome.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I ate the piss out of it. Yeah, I really stuffed. It was great.
That sounds wonderful.
It was really good. And she got something planned today. I don't know what. I saw broccoli in there, but that's going to be great. It's going to be some kind of broccoli thing. So yeah, it just I just don't touch bread, and I'm really like just hardly any cheese. Like Romano, like the Italian Romano, apparently is good. So that's really all I'll do. Um, a little bit of that.
Yeah, I've got a big chunk of Romano cheese,
Mm.
and
Now,
that I grind up and put on. I'm still eating things like pasta and stuff,
yeah,
but
that's good. I mean, that's actually great. Yeah, they got the like the Kraft Romano is like shit. They turned
oh
Romano
yeah,
into like death, death cheese. Yeah,
yep, cheese with seed oil and
yeah, yeah.
sawdust.
All the worst shit, right?
I know sawdust that they put in
Yeah,
that stuff. Like what the fuck?
candied chicken assholes.
Yeah, but yeah, you buy like I used to buy like the good
Ugh.
stuff in the jar. But it is like $5. But then for $10, you get a big chunk of Romano. It's worth like about three of those bottles. When you grind it up, it's the same volume as like three of those $5 bottles of
Yeah.
the good stuff. You know.
So that's it. So I'll do that. Sauerkraut. I'm actually that's in my basket at Walmart when I go drive over there to get it. I heard you eat sauerkraut ever?
Sauerkraut's really good for you.
Yeah.
Kimchi's really good
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Any kind of sour cabbage. I've been like looking research like this. I watch these YouTube videos. The Balkan Dad who
Mm-hmm.
who cooks like Balkan style foods and stuff. And
Cool.
they like most Eastern Europeans, it's a lot based on this thing called most of the world they eat cabbage and. They do the souring technique, which is kind of like pickling it.
Mm.
They get these big vats, and when the cabbage comes in, they prepare like maybe 100 heads of cabbage at a time, and they store them in like a salted brine. And it's called sour cabbage, and they use it all year round. To make stuffed cabbage, they make cabbage soup, they make 100 cabbage dishes that look really good. The Koreans do it too with kimchi. Kimchi's really good. It's a bit salty, maybe for your liking, but it's really tasty. It's very savory because they put a little spice in it.
Yeah.
And it's like there's no sugars or anything in it. It's very savory. It's almost like eating a meal. You can put that on like plain rice, and it's still very delicious.
Yeah, that's rice. I got brown rice. I had made a bunch of it last night actually, and I had I made like this brown rice. It's like my cooking is whatever. It's pretty bland, but I did the brown rice and a can of tomatoes, just crushed tomatoes, just that. Yeah, nothing else. And it's all right.
Sure.
Yeah, crushed tomatoes are great.
Try grab a bottle of kimchi when you can. You just need very little of it. It spices just a little bit of it on rice. Makes it taste the whole batch of rice tastes wonderful. And it's like I said, all it is pickled cabbage with it's salt and like a pepper spice, not like a hot spice, but it does. I mean, a little bit goes a long way, and it's really good for you.
I'll have to try it. Like I've been trying to find something to put on tuna because I don't use mayonnaise, right? Salad dressing's okay. Like, well, all right. If I get like really good Italian one in olive oil, it's fine that way, right? That's really good, but it's expensive. So I've been getting that really cheap shit, the American tuna.
Yeah.
In
you
water.
can make your own salad dressing. It's the easiest thing in the world to make with olive oil and vinegar, and put some garlic in it. You can, and whatever other spice you want. It's like the easiest thing to make, and then just pour it on your tuna.
Well, I'm trying to find something to put on. I wonder if that kimchi would be good on it.
The kimchi, like
I'll try it.
Markets carry it now.
And if
There's
it
a
stinks,
Korean
I won't
market.
do it. But
I get it from the Korean market in Danielson. It's a Korean market that you can get like a big tub of it for like $10.
big tub, but a little goes a long way. I got a 5-gallon tub of kimchi. You bury it in your yard, right? Put it down and put it underground.
Yeah, they do. They put it in these big crocks and they just put it in the ground and bury them. Forget about them until the next year.
Yeah, forget about it. The kimchi, we forgot about it. Does it like say it was there 10 years? Would it be like the ultimate, or would it be like, oh, we've gone too far? We've gone too far.
There's probably a point where it's gone too far.
That was a drink.
Sour cabbage, yeah. No, it's just like a black goo.
Ugh, get a straw. Ugh. It's black kimchi. It's for there's the hardcore ones, you know. Like you got regular kimchi and you got like nuclear kimchi. Like that's the one nobody wants to go near, but it's at the party anyway. Yeah, nuclear.
I mean, just kimchi right out of the refrigerator is good. Just go in there and get a couple of spoonfuls
Yep.
of it.
That's what I'm into. Just that. Just
delicious. Oh man, it's like so savory. You just wanna. I mean, it's like so satisfying just having a mouthful of kimchi.
what happens if you go overboard? That could probably be bad, huh?
Well, only I don't know.
You have some kind of distress, right? I mean, I've eaten cabbage before, and
maybe the pepper content, maybe it will distress you. I don't
maybe
know.
the cabbage content.
Oh yeah, well it's always that.
Ooh, I just shot across the room, George.
Yep. Explosive anal discharge.
Back
man.
arched, everything just flying through the air like a rocket ship.
Somebody did that. I was some YouTube video. Like, how much pressure would have to come out of your anus to launch you up? And he calculated how much force would have to come out of your ass to launch you off the ground. Or like, it would like
Oh man.
so much pressure that would blow your intestines apart. So,
Oh yeah. This I knew a guy who used to light his farts, and I hear like sometimes that backfires. You can actually burn your insides a little.
really?
Yeah, I've heard of it. It didn't happen to him. I never saw it happen. Right? I thought of him after I heard that, so that could be a myth. I don't know, but I think it
I
might
know, but
might be a thing.
It's something to see watching somebody light their farts. That's nuts. Like,
Yeah,
a
because
little blue streak flame come out of it, someone's ass.
yeah. Yeah, dude, he fucking, you know, this guy's name Dwayne Hammers. He was from Doe Run, Missouri. I don't think he saw shoes until he came down off the mountain. He was a friend of mine. He was a friend of mine, though. Yeah, big tall guy. Right? Yeah, Dwayne.
Neat.
Yeah, he's fucking he light his spots on fire. He was in the rack under me.
Oh,
That was in
wonderful.
yeah. So it was courteous, you know. I mean, at least if you burn them, they don't, you don't smell them. So there it is. You know, but he was a fire hazard for sure, fucking guy.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's because it's usually like a 4 to 6 inch flame comes out. Like,
Yeah.
Methane flame.
Yeah, but right. It's meant. It's not. It's not like an acetylene torch or anything. You know, it's just it's gone quick. It's not really that strong. I don't think you could even light a cigarette. It's odd. We never even tried that.
I bet people have tried that.
Yeah, for YouTube, I better find a video right now. Right? Probably hundreds of them. Probably a big old playlist. Probably an hour-long video of people doing it. Do you ever get caught on them fail videos? You know you have. People start falling.
What?
Fail videos when people fail.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's millions of them on everything. Sometimes they're specific to bicycles, specific to job sites, specific to just about anything.
Skateboards. Oh, skateboards are bad.
Skateboards, yeah. I mean, there's millions of them out there. I bet that's like almost half the friggin' YouTube.
Oh, I could just lose myself when I want time to go by, like at work. I'll just do that. Like failed building demolitions are fun. When the tower tips the wrong way. But it's always like the ones like it's the guy, the so-called friend. Like somebody hurts themselves, the guy filming it. It seems like the same guy is always doing it. It's got the same stupid laugh. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, it's like an asshole. Like
there's a couple of guys like
some friend, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and it always sounds the same. The laugh is always the same. It's like this one demon out there taking over people, filming people hurting themselves. Like if somebody hurt, like sometimes you go, ooh, like I think that guy seriously hurt himself. You know what I mean? Like he landed right on his head or some shit. Some of them are bad. Like actually, if I see one like that makes me like, oh, just kind of like, ooh, that wasn't funny. That was like that was pretty bad actually, and I'll stop. I lose my appetite for them after that. I can just take so
Yes.
much of it, you know.
So this one about skydiving off of cliffs where people just
Yeah.
jump off a cliff.
Yeah.
And they open up one guy. There was one. The guy it didn't open, and it
He
went
spun?
all the way to the ground and smacked. It was
Oh.
insane. Oh man!
No, and it's
He's not walking away from that.
fuck.
I mean, because
Yeah.
cliffs are enormous.
Wow, and they filmed it right to the end. Was the guy laughing? Was it the laughing guy?
No, it wasn't a laughing one.
No, of course not. But
it was just a serious, fucking awful fucking. And you see all these people jumping off these cliffs with glee, like, yeah, all right. And they wait till the last minute to open their chute.
yeah,
And this guy, it just didn't happen for him. Or he waited too long and he smacked right to the ground. It was.
yeah, I've seen that, man. I've actually seen those. I saw one going off the bridge, and his chute opened weird, and it started making him spin.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They don't. Yeah. They don't canopy.
Yeah.
They'll just like this big, long, like rope of just material.
He was still going kind of slow though. You know what I mean? But he was spinning like mad. You know what I mean? It was like a really.
Might have slowed him down enough to survive the fall, though.
Yeah, maybe. It looked like he was gonna. It just it was gonna be dizzy as hell. You know, I don't know. Fucking. I can think of no. Fuck that shit, man. I wouldn't do that. No way.
Life's hazardous enough as it is. Just living day to day, not tempting death like that. It's just a little too much for me. Even in my youth, I stayed away from stuff like that.
Yeah, I wasn't one of those. Yeah, it's like adrenaline junkies. I never was one, which is good. Yeah, I had plenty of things, but it wasn't adrenaline. I didn't get turned on to. Yes, I guess you could. It could happen. What? Not for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a few times, like jumping off a bridge one time. That was pretty hairy.
You climbed, right? You're a climber. You used to climb shit, right?
Yeah, that was kind of hairy, but it's more hands-on. I got my feet and I got my hands, and picking and choosing. It's kind of like it wasn't. I didn't quite feel the closeness to death that other people feel with that. I suppose I could have if I went more extreme, because it's pretty much low-level shit.
Yeah, what you can handle, right?
Kind of like going to the cliffs here and stuff like that. Stuff that I would have gotten fucked up if I fallen, but I wouldn't have died maybe.
That's why freestyling. Freestyle's wild.
So you see these people who climb like Half Dome in Yosemite, which is like even the best climbers in the world fuck up on that. It's like almost like a mile straight up, on a sheer cliff, and people like spend days climbing that with like 2-day thing with they have to camp out halfway up on the side of the cliff and whatnot. And that's pretty hairy. And then you read about this guy who does it solo without any climbing gear. He just free climbs the whole thing all the way up. And he's done it several times. And you look at the guy's got like this mad, 1,000-yard stare, when he does interviews and stuff. It's like, I'm not like you people.
There's a guy. I watched an interview of a guy. He used to freestyle like I don't know. He's got like awards and shit. He does like crazy ones. That's pretty good. I watched 2 documentaries actually. One guy died. Then this guy's still alive. They freestyle like whole mountains go up alone.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah. Like yeah.
They just bring some they bring just like a sack of talcum powder or chalk, really, a sack of ground chalk, and which is the same thing really, and a toothbrush, because some of those finger holes that they hold on, like
they also take toilet paper.
They just like sand off the.
Yeah, there's toilet paper involved.
Dust.
They just shit up, taking the shit up there while you're doing it. They do that. It's fucking crazy.
It is.
But I don't know. It's like a calling. There was that one guy who did it. He used to do it without telling anybody. Right? He just went. He did these mad things. It wasn't even for self-promotion or anything. He just was like doing it. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's a good one. I find that link. I'll send it to you if I can. You'll like it.
All right.
He's dead. He died. He finally fell. We did a lot of shit, and there's another guy who's still alive who's doing it. He said that he just climbs all the time. He said he's not frightened because he's just great at it. You know, he doesn't not climb any day. Like there's no days off for it. You know what I mean? And he's pretty relaxed about the thing. It's odd about them.
Yeah, it's like all nervousness. You have to suspend any sense of nervousness and anxiety to do something like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're dead. And so you're so used to living life without any sense of danger or nervousness that nothing seems to faze you.
He's not even considering death. He doesn't consider that as something that's going to happen. You know, because he just keeps. He doesn't say that, but you can just tell he's not really concerned about. He knows his skill level is where it is, and it is. I mean, he's proven it a fucking shitload of times. He's not even there to prove it. It was weird. The interviewer told him, says, you have this record. He says, do I? Like he had he had records. He didn't like. They were going like, oh wow, I'm in Guinness. He says, yeah. So how about that? He goes, how about that? he didn't even fucking care. He found out there by the interviewer. How did you feel when you found out? He says, I am? He says, well, okay, good. That's great. Yeah, that's a good one. You know Daniel Tosh, right?
Who?
Daniel Tosh.
Yeah, the comedian, yes.
Well, it's his latest video on YouTube. He's got a podcast. He interviews people like that. He doesn't interview people. He doesn't interview people in the business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This guy's a rock climber. and he's got a record. He's got records. He's and shit. That was really good. That was really good.
About this woman. Like in Florida, they have these limestone caves.
Mm.
You go to these springs. Like I've been to a bunch of these springs, working Eckerd, the rivers and stuff like that. They're like almost 100 feet deep, crystal clear water, and at the bottom of these, like the whole peninsula of Florida is like a limestone sponge, like caves. It's like this mad cave network, and people dive them. You have to be cave certified to dive these things because once you're down there, it may be crystal clear, the spring, but down inside the caves there's just all kinds of sediments. And if you disturb the sediments, it's almost like a blackout. You can't see anything, and you can't even discern where the bubbles are going, so you don't have no sense of what's up and what's down. And so if you don't have a good enough cord to follow out of the cave, then you're fucked, you're in total darkness, just waiting to die because you don't know your way out. There's no sense of direction or way out and stuff like this. And I was listening to this account of this woman who did that. The cord broke, and she knew the dangers of diving, but just hearing about her account of being under there, no sense of direction, complete and utter darkness, because you can't even see the light. You can see vagueness of light and stuff like this from the flashlight, but it's not reflecting off of anything but sediment. And she was lucky enough to find the grope around in a panic to try to find the line to get out of the cave, but she was like one of the lucky ones because people die in those caves every year.
Mm.
But it's an insane way to go. It would be like a nightmare.
Oh yeah,
I would not feel comfortable with that at all.
Agreed. Yeah, no, that's a bad one. Yeah, that's up there with very, very bad actually. Jesus.
So yeah, Peter, Daniel Tosh, right? Daniel Tosh, is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's funny. He's a funny guy. I remember when he used to rule Comedy Central. I mean, his show was on all the time. And it was funny, and that's all he would do is show clips of these, YouTube videos and whatnot, TikTok or whatever, and just, have insane commentary on it and stuff. It's
Yep.
really fun guy.
He's really good. So he just started a podcast, but I mean, it's funny. It's really good. I mean, I, yeah, watch it. I mean, it's fun. I've been watching him since he started doing it. I guess maybe the algorithm knew I'd want to see it, so I saw his first one actually, and I've been watching him since. They come out every week, and this one was a rock climber, and it was pretty good. It was really good.
Yeah. That's the stuff. So what are you up to today? You working today?
No, they put me. I work Monday through Friday, no overtime. I now have to take holidays off, so like anytime there's a holiday, I have it off with pay. So that basically, and my rent went up, and my wages went down. So I got that going for me.
Oh wow, that's the American. That's truly the American predicament right now.
Yep, the bean counters are coming, and I don't know why. Probably it has to do with it's a giant insurance company, and the whole world keeps getting slammed by 100-year events that happen every minute now.
Oh, like the crazy fucking hurricane that hit the Appalachia.
Mm-hmm. Weird, right?
The Western North Carolina, Eastern
Yeah,
Tennessee.
they usually don't take a left.
Yeah, that's insane. I've never seen such hurricane
Me neither.
destruction, even along the coast. It's absolutely insane.
I know. In a place like that, you're above sea level a bit, and you're inland.
In the mountains.
Yeah.
Up in the mountains.
This is right. What the fuck?
I know.
So there's that.
Little valleys that have this river all of a sudden has 10 times the water flow. Comes through these little valleys and just takes out everything.
Yeah, those poor people, man. Jeez, all that shit's going on.
Towns, completely cut off from the rest of the world. I saw our YouTube. I think I passed it along on the Facebook of the Mike and Mike. This one guy they couldn't get trucks in, so the guy put together a mule train full of supplies, and he was like packing them through the mountains.
Wow.
To get to one town that had nothing. They had absolutely nothing. No outside contact, no food, no fuel, no medicine. Medical problems. I don't know.
That sucks.
My co-op used to live up there.
No kidding. Huh.
Yeah. So he knows a lot of those places. He used to work agency. All those little towns, he used to go around and take care of old people and whatnot.
Wow.
Mentally handicapped folks and whatnot.
Wow, that's a nice place to live.
It's beautiful. It's really like one of the nicer places. Culturally, it's not like up here in the Northeast, of course, but Southern people, Appalachian people and whatnot. But it is a beautiful place.
Yeah. I knew a guy in the Navy was from Kentucky. He was all right. They were kind of yeah, I knew a couple of guys from Kentucky. They were like quick to fight. They didn't take no shit. I remember that. I always wondered like what was it about Kentucky that made a person like that. And then actually the history of Kentucky was the Indians went there to hunt, but they didn't live there, and they thought it was crazy for the white man to start living there because they said it's kind of a place where you like hunt, like it was like good for hunting.
Well, it's a mutual agreed upon neutral area for hunting.
Right, but there was something else about the land that made you like you wouldn't want to live there because I guess you'd be like a guy from Kentucky who would just want to get in a fight all the time. Which is what I thought. I mean, I just have two examples, okay? I know two guys from Kentucky. But one guy was named Gabrielle. And one guy noticed that his name backwards was Lerb Mag. So that's what we called him, Lerb Mag. He didn't like that. So that's where we got to see the Kentucky side.
Them's fighting words, man.
Yeah, Gabrielle. He was funny, man. I remember one time we took a roll, like they took a hard right or something because we were going to hit something, I guess. Where I was in a chair with wheels because we could do that on a carrier, and I went across the storeroom and I quit sitting in that chair after that because next thing I know I'm flying across the storeroom. But Gabrielle was up in he'd done all these pans. He was in the place where he was scrubbing pans and shit. And one guy just described, you could hear him in there after all the pans went slamming onto the floor. And like it was just, I don't know, you could just imagine him losing it. And it was funny. It was funny as a motherfucker. They said it was funny, and then yeah, I'm sure it was. Fucking Gabrielle losing it. He just got done scrubbing all them pans, and then the ship took a roll, and they all went flying on the floor. So anyway, Gabrielle, Lermac.
Gabrielle from the mountains.
Yep.
Kentucky.
Kentucky mountains, man. And there's another friend of mine, Wayne Gully. He had a broken nose, you could tell.
I'm on Rocky Top. On Tennessee Hill.
Man, it was just people from those two guys from Kentucky. They didn't know each other. They weren't even close to each other, you know. But they had like sort of the same temperament. Good guys, though. I mean, they weren't unpleasant. I mean, I drank with them and shit. We were fine, but just that sort of.
They just have their ways.
Yeah, this way they got angry, I guess. Wait, things that got them angry. You know, things that got them up, stuff like that. Just seemed kind of. The fuse seemed short. And then I read about Indians saying, yeah, you got a short fuse there, so you're a good hunter, I guess. You know, but then you don't spend all year like that though. You want to leave after you get your meat.
Yeah, get out of Kentucky.
Get out of Kentucky because the spirits are fucking running through your head, making you crazy, man. Make you want to fight your friends and shit.
Good enough for Daniel Boone, I guess.
Yeah, Danny Booney. There was that. What was that one? It was really good. It was about the Alamo.
That was Davy Crockett in the Alamo.
Oh, that was a different guy.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah. Okay, yeah. But they both wore the same clothes, I think.
Well, Daniel Boone didn't like the coonskin cap.
Oh,
He would
okay.
wear like a felt cap.
Ooh.
But on TV portrayed him as Daniel Boone because Disney made Davy Crockett really famous with the coonskin cap. So when they did the TV show, they wanted to make him like Davy Crockett, like Daniel Boone.
I get it. Yeah, because they were selling them to kids too.
What?
The kids got coonskin caps. I didn't get one, but I think the kids just a little older than me had that phase, like the late 50s.
Yeah, the 50s had that Davy Crockett phase.
Yeah, they had them running around with coonskin caps and slingshots or whatever the fuck. Fake flint locks.
And then so network TV, not to be outdone, came up with a Davy Crockett light figure like Daniel Boone, which wasn't quite like Davy Crockett, but
well, it's like Daniel Boone was a big man, but the bear was bigger, so he ran like a beep up tree.
Yep, I remember that.
Yep. The other one.
I think they did some. There was a lieutenant in Santa Anna's army that survived the wars with Texas, who kept a journal during and after the Alamo, and he said like Davy Crockett was one of the survivors.
Oh, really?
Of the Alamo, yeah, there were like a handful of fighters.
Huh.
And Davy Crockett was one, and they executed him.
Oh yeah. That was in the movie. Billy Bob played that role. Did you ever see that one? Billy Bob Thornton's in it.
Yeah, but I don't remember that part.
Yeah, right at the end. Yep. He got killed. He got captured and killed outside. I think they even gave him a chance because he was famous and shit. He was even famous to them. He was like, "Ooh, we have a celebrity here." That's how the scene played out. I know nobody really knows what happened, but that's what they chose to do. Yeah, it was kind of memorable. Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton played a really good. He has that story about potatoes. Do you remember that?
Story about potatoes.
Yeah, they were just. They asked him if he wanted potatoes. They were just, they're waiting for the next day. I guess they were all gonna die. They knew they were fucked, and they asked him if he was at this battle, and he goes, yeah, and said that said we burned all the Indians in the in their like cabin. They all burned, and underneath was a root cellar, and the grease from the Indians had like actually kind of deep fried the potatoes.
Yes. I do remember that now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. From the wow.
So when they say pass the potatoes, I just pass them on back. Yeah, that was a good movie. I like that. I like that one a lot. Because I had I remember listening to the commentary track. So the guys that put it together tried this. There was a lot of stuff we don't know this, of course, but this is just what we're trying to. These people were there, and like Bowie was dying of tuberculosis, stuff like that. Yeah. So anyway, I thought it's been a year since I saw it. But that's I learned the Spanish word "fuoco" because they said that a lot. Fuoco.
They said what?
Fuoco, fire. In the movie, they say it a lot. They're always firing their cannons. The Mexicans.
Oh, okay.
So they yell "fuoco." Oh, is it fuoco? Oh, no, fuoco's fucking Italian. I don't know how to say it in Spanish anymore, unless you do.
Fire. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I like the history.
Yeah, I like those movies. Like Glory, even though that one's really worse. They really missed some stuff in there. Some of the stuff is true though.
They made a pretty good Gettysburg movie, not too.
Yeah, that was great. No, that was great. That was really good. I like that one. Yeah. Jeff Daniels plays the guy from Maine. Yeah.
The 51st Maine. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. I like that one a lot. I saw that more than once. That was a rental. That was that was actually a VHS rental.
Sam Elliott played what's that guy from Michigan who's talking about maintaining the high ground. I said too often that the Union generals they want to fight from the shittiest positions. Finally, we have like the high ground. Maybe we can do something this time.
Yeah. Some memorable shit. There was a cast of thousands, man. There was like one great actor after another in that fucking thing.
Oh yeah, it was very well done.
Yeah.
They used reenactors. They used instead of just rifles to extras. They used they were like
real extras.
Thousands of reenactors, Civil War reenactors.
Yeah.
They already had their uniforms and gear.
Yep.
And they would just
reenact. They probably even said, "No, this is how the battle went. Here, watch. We'll show you."
And so in that sense, it was very much realistic,
Yeah, Tom Berenger played Longstreet.
Well,
Tom Berenger played Longstreet. Was a fucking.
Yep.
Oh.
Didn't want to, thought it was a fool's, to charge a fixed position.
Yeah.
See, the Union used to do that a lot. They would.
Yeah.
They would charge a fixed position and get massacred. They did it over and over again. Mary Heights and Fredericksburg and all these other places. They would be forced to charge these fixed positions and get massacred. And so finally the Confederates were there and they ended up doing it, but Jeb Stuart couldn't get behind. What he was supposed to do was end up behind the Union line, and he was supposed to attack from the other direction. But he could never do it. Even though he had 3,000 cavalrymen, he couldn't get back there because Union cavalry was there, and General Custer was actually there. Was one of his, and he stopped that from happening. Well, he was at least one of the guys that stopped that.
Yeah, Custer did a lot of shit before his big final end, but. Yeah, he was a hell of a general. Actually, he just couldn't keep his mouth shut.
He was an egomaniac.
Yep.
His pride goes before the fall, as they say.
Oh, he
in
was.
His case, of course.
He should have never went to Washington. Never. Should never go there. He went. He ended up out at the Little Bighorn because he made a complete ass of himself in front of Congress. They asked him what he thought of Grant, and he told them, and it wasn't. Just trash the boss in front of everyone. What the fuck were you thinking? It's just like he just couldn't shut up. So he was just trying to get. He was trying to make up for a big for that. That's why he ended up out there.
In the book, we talked about his political aspirations. Like he was thinking of running for office, maybe even possibly the president or something like that. They wanted to get him out of Washington and keep him away from, the power structure because he was fairly popular at the time.
Yeah, it was. But the other thing about him was, I know people like this. They just talk shit about everybody, right? If you ask them, they got the gossip. They're gossipy. You know what I mean? That's what I got. Like, that's what he was doing. He was just like, oh, you tell us what you think of Grant. Oh, Grant, overrated, because that's just what they do all the time.
Right.
And that's the sense I got when I read the book. It was that. It says, yeah, I know people like that. And so he kept putting his foot in his mouth. I don't know if he had a plan. All he knew is he found himself. If he had a plan, he didn't plan that to happen. And if he thought about it, that's exactly what would have happened. Because you don't trash the boss in front of everybody, especially when he can find out that you did it, or if he's not far away. Listen, what the fuck? Any idiot that was just a dummy. It's a big dummy. That's Little Bighorn. Holy fuck! There was you know about Reno's charge, right? Reno's charge. This General Reno. He's got to go towards this Indian camp, right? And so he was just chugging whiskey. Everybody saw him doing it. He was getting drunker and drunker as they approached, right? So he's like fucking blinded by the time they get there. And like if they'd gone through the camp, they might have been all right. But he says he makes everybody stop. And they like the firing line. It was like they take one guy on one horse takes four other guys' horses, and those guys dismount, and then start like a firing line, like from the ground, so they can be accurate. So the things get spoofed, and this poor bastard, right, with four horses started towards the camp with his horse, and he went into the village. And when you got in there, it was a slow death. They weren't going to kill you right away. They got to cut out your eyeballs and then make you run around, have little children be able to like stab you in the dick, and oh my god, they were just bad deaths, bad. So anyway, one of his men ended up doing that. He went in with pulling four horses and his own. He just flew in there. There's nothing anybody could do about it. One guy was he was running away, like he had made it, like he had cleared the Indians, and he was going down to but he still thought they were behind him, so he shot himself. He shot himself in the head.
Save your last bullet for yourself.
Yeah. But the thing is, it was clear. He just didn't know it. He was fine. But yeah, that book was like there's so many things in there about that time. The riverboat they used had poles that turned it into a cricket.
That.
Yeah,
that was insane. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
In action. I don't know if anything exists that, or if they tried to recreate that. But that was insane reading about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
There was a picture of it. There was a picture of the thing. Not doing it, but it showed the poles on it. It was just sitting there. They were like telephone poles. They looked like telephone poles.
Sure. Yeah.
And and it was the centennial too. And like the big loss, they on the way back, they basically just fled out of there with that thing. They just let the river just take them. They were actually hitting the banks and shit with it. We got bad news for you, Grant. We're coming down to ruin the party.
There was. Do you have access to the HBO or the Max? I guess they call it now.
No, why? They got something good.
There was a great series I hadn't even known about it. I found it on it. It's called "I Buried My Heart at Wounded Knee," kind of based on the book.
Oh yeah,
and it was very well done. About this kid who survived the Battle of Little Bighorn.
Yeah.
And they ended up. His father came to get him, and he was like a Christian Indian, and he took him and he brought him to the Christian schools to be raised by a white man and whatnot.
Lovely.
And then, it's like a tale of woe about the Indian reservations at the time and fighting with the with the American Army and stuff like this. And there's this one scene where Sitting Bull is talking with, has a powwow with, well, I forget which general it was, but he's a cavalry general, and he's trying to convince him to go to the reservation, and he was saying no.
Oh yeah.
And so they had this dialogue that's just insane. You can probably find it on YouTube between Sitting Bull and this general that they dramatized, and it was filmed nicely. And he was like, it laid the argument both for the Indian, for the native, and the Americans. Very, and it was perfect. The whole stance of juxtaposition between the Americans' perspective and Sitting Bull's perspective was just perfect. I wish I could send you the link. Maybe I'll send it to you on the phone.
All right.
But it was a wonderful bit of dialogue. But the whole HBO series was really good. I buried my heart at Wounded Knee, and this guy comes back from his education as a doctor to work on the reservations as a native doctor, and he portrays like the misery that's going on in these even in the late 19th century.
Yeah, they were bad.
It's just absolute, and it goes up right up through the ghost dancing and the murder of Sitting Bull on the reservation and all these other things and all the politics involved at the time.
Sure. He was amazing. He was an amazing guy. And the Sundance, it was something, but the Vision Quest were even more impressive.
The Ghost Dance, it was
Sundance. The Sundance.
Well, the Sundance was something that they had done forever, but the Ghost Dance was kind of like a product of the miserable reservation life and the promise. It was an evangelical kind of approach.
I get you.
And to show that there's like this there's a vision of the promised land, that the time of native life will return. So that what they do is they dance themselves into a frenzy.
Oh, I remember. Yeah. I remember that now.
The shit out of the white people.
Yep. They made them stop it.
They made them stop. Yes.
Yeah. They made it outlawed. They outlawed it.
They outlawed
the fucking dance. Jeez, you guys. No let up.
Yes.
Fuck.
It was, and it goes right through that. You get a good perspective of, like the book and whatnot. But if you get a chance to look it up on the YouTube, not the YouTube, but HBO, it's like an excellent series.
I've got a pile of books, but I actually could. I probably won't. I just hardly watch anything.
I know. You don't need to, if you're reading them.
I'd read about it. Yeah, I found a book on it. I find what exactly happened instead of having the, that. Oh, but a lot of times they stick with it because like it's amazing enough as is. You ain't got to fuck around with it.
You don't need to embellish it.
Nah. It's actually annoying when they do that, and you go, "What were you thinking? This was way better without your bullshit." But whatever. Whatever you say, you're the one filming it. Glory was a mess. When I read the letters of Colonel Shaw, because they said it was based on it, right? And there was a bunch of shit in there that was just annoying. A lot of it I was thinking, I said, I wonder if this is true. I remember watching a movie, and that's why I read the book, because I had to know. I had a feeling. I was being jerked around a little bit, and there was a lot of shit in there that was just not necessary. That part where Denzel Washington gets whipped for going after to get some shoes?
Or he was whipped to go get some, shoes, or was it biscuits and gravy?
Nope, he went to get shoes. He didn't have shoes.
Yeah, I know. I remember that.
Oh, okay, so you do remember it.
But
that was not a thing. Matter of fact, Shaw, like this is the thing that got me. Shaw goes up there. He doesn't even really want the gig, but he does it. And the first thing they do is they delouse him, give him a uniform and shoes and a rifle. They get that when they get there, right? And there's a picture of him leaving Massachusetts on Beacon Hill, and they're fully clothed and fully shoed and fully armed, and they're marching out because that's how you field an army. You just don't send them out there barefoot and with rocks and sticks. I mean, what the fuck? So anyway, that's the movie, and Denzel Washington gets whipped because he wanted to go find some shoes. So fucking, or maybe it was food. I don't even remember, but they didn't have shoes too. So that pissed me off.
I know, and a lot of those people are like composite characters too. They're not, not necessarily representing one person's experience, but
some of them didn't even exist. That black guy in the beginning that they know on Beacon Hill, there's that black character. No way. Nope. Yeah. Because Shaw never even met a black guy. He wasn't even sure. He was he had what everybody else thought. He said they were dumb. They weren't going to be very good soldiers. I don't want to do this. His mother made him. Mother asked him to do it. He did it. But when he got there, right away he changes. Right, like it doesn't take long. So they're just men too. And the other thing that was true was they had them doing raiding parties, like just stealing shit in the rear. They weren't using them for anything. And he did do that. He did that maneuvering to get, because he could have just sat in the rear and been safe, but he got them He got them that gig where they charged that fort in Carolina, I think, and he dies there. That happened. All that happened. That ending. So there's that. That was the part that mattered anyway, I guess. And he got buried with his troops, and they asked at the end of the war, said, "We'll go get your son and bring him up here." And then his mother told him, "No, you leave him where he is," and that's where he is. He's buried with just where the rebels buried him with all his black soldiers. They thought that would be like a big humiliation for him.
I mean, that guy Shaw didn't have any descendants.
He was 24. He was 24 fucking years
old. No. But I know someone who's a member of that family. I grew up with him. He's older than my father, actually.
Yeah.
But, Howard Shaw.
You did.
A member of that family.
Wow.
Who's, I think he's still alive. I think he's still living in an old folks' home now. But he was a member of that family. His father comes from that family. He was a doctor in Providence for years, and then bought a place out here in Foster for the summer house. And so when his father passed away, his family was like destitute. They moved out to their summer place in Foster, and they made a go at their foster home. Howard Shaw did everything he could for his family to survive out here in Foster. He's a great guy.
That's cool. Yeah.
With,
Sure.
But yeah, he's a member. He comes from that family.
Yeah, they were. Mother was with Brook Farms. That was like the hippies of the day. They were like hippies. You could just call them that. And it's weird. It was the '60s too.
Yeah. Well, they had the luxury to do that because they were a wealthy family.
Yeah, of course. But I mean,
you have to be rich to think like that.
Yep, I know. What we got here is a crusader. Sounds like it.
That's true.
Yeah. That was really interesting. His letters were something. He starts in Washington. The Second Massachusetts goes to Washington to like protect Washington D.C. and this is how rich Shaw was, how rich his family was. He was able to go in and see Lincoln. He went up to the White House, said who he was, like so and so's son, from Beacon Hill, and he got to talk to him and shit. A lot of his war was just trying not to get just trying to stay healthy in the field, like building a structure that would keep you from getting damp and sick, or like trench foot. Yeah, it was just fighting the elements. They weren't fighting the rebels. They hardly ever fought anybody. They were just trying to survive in the woods.
Yeah, most of any battles back then, any army back then.
Yeah,
it was living in the field you would lose half your men.
Yep.
Through things like dysentery and stuff like that. Just horrible living conditions, like fevers and dysentery.
Yep, and there wasn't even a doctor. You were fucking on your own. I mean, the officers had some shit, right? But the regular enlisted guys, they were fucked. They were fucked. They were seriously fucked. What was really fucked is the revolutionary soldiers. There were some revolutionary soldiers the night of the crossing in a nor'easter that didn't have shoes.
You're talking about attacked Trenton at
Yeah.
Christmas Eve.
Well, that army. I mean, even after Trenton, these guys continued to march without shoes. You know, like some of them didn't have shoes; they'd fallen off them. And Washington tried to get some money from Congress to get some shit to them, and they were like balking on the thing. It was weird. They needed that victory because everybody kind of like they were seriously losing interest in the whole thing.
I know, because a lot of congressmen and a lot of rich people, they were hedging their bets. They weren't sure that this was going to work out.
Yeah.
They wanted to support him, but then they didn't.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to. Because it could have gone either way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
easily.
Yeah, a lot of people end up in that situation. It's not one I'd want to be in. You wait till the last minute. So I'm just gonna side with the winner over here. I'm just gonna stay.
Right.
Just keep my fucking head down.
Wrong side. That's it for you. That's it for you, your family, your fortune.
Yeah, because there's a million examples of that not going well for people who do that.
Yeah, there was several signers of the Declaration of Independence that ended up like that, losing everything, even their lives.
Oh, Johnston, the namesake of this town, was a Tory. He fled. Yeah, he's gone. His house is still here, though. Yeah, no shit. I found that out. I went, wow. I bothered to look it up. I said, let's see what this Johnston guy is. I live here now. So that's son of a bitch. He was that guy. You want to see? I wouldn't.
Where's that house? Is that the one that's located on?
I don't know.
Putnam Pike up on Smith Street.
I'd have to find out. That might be something to do someday if you're ever down here. We'll go see Johnston's house because I don't know. I didn't even bother going that far. So I just found out who he was, and he was a Tory.
The historic.
And there was a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it got flooded. Maybe it's gone. But yeah. So yeah, there was that. You gotta be the Pope when the Renaissance went. The Pope in Rome, he had Spain to the south and he had France to the north, right? And he was like, all right, who do I side with? He went with France, which was a mistake. That's why Rome got sacked. Whoops. But he waited till the last minute. He just waited.
What a decision to make.
Yeah.
At the last minute, like, oh shit.
And then get it wrong. They said he was in the basement of the Vatican crying, and then they some tunnel got him out of there, right? But this is what he ended up doing. I forgot his name. I think his name was Percival or something like that. But he was there for the big end of the Renaissance. That was the beginning of the Protestants. That was the same time when Martin Luther was up. Yep. Up in Germany. And they kept saying, "Hey, come on down. We'll talk about it." He said, "I ain't going anywhere near fucking Rome. Fuck you."
Well, at the time, one of the biggest things that Martin Luther couldn't stand about the Catholic Church was like the only way you can obtain salvation is through the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
And he was actually able to read Latin. He understood the Bible, where very few people were even allowed to read the Bible.
Oh yeah.
It was something that only the church had monopoly on.
Sure.
And
Lord of shite too.
This new technology came out called the printing press.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
And so the Catholic Church used it to make money. They used it to sell indulgences.
It was the Facebook of the time.
Well, the indulgence at the time was like you committed a sin.
Yep.
If you paid for an indulgence, paid money, they would print you an indulgence. Let's say,
how about that?
Get
out of hell free card. That's a bitch, right? That's
and,
talk about COVID. You didn't like the COVID card? Imagine you have to have that thing, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's got to do bullshit in life, right? There's always some, the stuff over you. There's all this bullshit. There's always bullshit. You got to do things. You got to do shit like that. You just got to get your indulgence. I fucking love that shit.
Yeah, well, it's a huge and then only rich people could afford it. So if you're poor,
you're fucked. As usual. Some things never change, Like.
So that's just one of the issues that Martin Luther had with the Catholic Church. One of many, of course.
Oh, yeah. He had a nice long list.
Yeah. And then you have the whole Protestant Reformation, all the Anabaptist movement, where they were starting to publish, like the King James Version. They started publishing Bibles in English. And
sure.
Everybody could read it, and those at least that were literate, and they would start like congregations on their own, separate from even the Church of England
and everybody else.
And
People still do that.
And they would interpret,
Yeah.
the Bible as they saw fit.
You got your little Koresh there telling you what he thinks it means, or
Exactly.
what he knows it means, I mean.
Like the Puritans did the same
Sure.
thing. They all did.
This guy's doing it now.
Yep.
Somebody probably rents out the Grange up the road from where I used to live, and he's thumping something to about 14 people,
Yep.
And they all got their little thing going. That shit's you've been out west. That shit's everywhere out there. These little congregations, these little church groups.
Sure. Well, yeah. Even if you go in Providence, like.
Oh yeah.
Remember when I said I went to the Stop and Shop.
Yeah.
To walk. It's just a short walk through these. It's weird. Like you see a place, there's you take the wilderness route. So I go through the woods to get to the back of the Stop and Shop and go there from where my son takes his kickboxing lessons.
Oh, I know that. Yeah. Okay. I looked at those apartments over there, I think.
Right there. Well, anyway, I was going to
I know
say
what you mean.
There's like a little building back there, and it had like it doesn't look like much, It's a big building. It looked like it could be, some kind of office space, or maybe it's somebody's apartments, but you never know. But one thing that's prominent in the center is a church. It's like a storefront church, which there are many of them. You go through so many areas of Providence or any city, there are all these storefront churches. A lot of them are Hispanic and whatnot. There's people who have their own congregation, but it's one of them. You go down like Cranston Street in Providence and stuff. You ever been down Cranston Street in Providence?
Oh yeah.
It's like Little Mexico or Spain or whatever. It's just a Hispanic quarter, and it's all Hispanic businesses, and they have storefront churches.
Yep.
Where that maybe there's only a dozen or two members and stuff, but they're doing their own Hispanic Baptist thing. And
yeah, my milk route went through there. I used to actually take Union Avenue exit and live with everybody up there. That was a bad neighborhood. There was cable guys won't even take that Union exit alone. There was one guy, he was putting up cable somewhere, and there was a guy down on the ground, right, yelling up to him, right, and he didn't know what the fuck the guy wanted. So he comes down to fucking see what the fuck this guy needs, and beat him to death with a fucking 2x4.
Wow.
Yeah, that happened a couple of years ago. So I remember that road. I remember this one place, right? There's all these gangbangers outside. No shit, the corner was an active corner, like huge. And down the street, these customers I had, these two old ladies. I go in there and it's two old ladies, right? They got Christmas tree. This one lady's showing me all her figurines on her mantle, right? It's like a lot of it, they liked white. Everything was sort of white, like white, everything. And I remember looking at them, delivering milk, and I'm thinking, this neighborhood was probably really something when you first got here, fucking 55 years ago, right? But I'm thinking, I was just looking at them and said, are you aware what's happening just like right outside?
Yeah, well, they had no control over that.
No,
just happened,
but they were perfectly fine with it, or they were, I don't know, they were oblivious to it, or they were the ones that were actually selling the heroin.
Maybe.
It was their operation, right?
Maybe one of their kids or grandchildren, taking care of them.
No, they didn't look like
looking out after them.
They seriously did not look like family out there, Joe. This is not,
all right, I'm just saying.
It's just so odd. That was the oddest thing about over there. I'm sure they're gone now, but just how from one side of the door to the other, it was the contrast, I guess.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. Yeah, that was yeah. I know Cranston Street kind of good. There was this one. My travel agent was there back when I had one. Before cheapo air, which is what I use now.
even before the Hispanic folks capitalized on it. It was always like a center for like poor and working class people.
That's where they made that beer.
Yeah, well, then you go further down, the Narragansett Brewery.
Yeah, just pour beer down their throats.
My father delivered oil there, and he said you go into the cafeteria, and they always have a tap there.
Wow.
You can drink at lunch.
Fuck me, imagine that.
And so everybody liked that route. All the delivery guys love that route because you just walk in and just help yourself and stuff.
No. On my route, there was a couple of spigots on my route, George, and I almost lost my job a couple of times because of them. Because you know how I don't like to leave. Yeah, fuck me. Yeah, I got a couple of stories like that. Zipper had one of them. He had a fucking tap on his porch. That was bad. That was a bad thing to know. Yeah. I used to deliver milk last. I stopped delivering it to him until I was done with everything. I just take the milk back to him on my way home, and I never go home. I just end up staying there.
That was my father's favorite beer. Was when that was open there.
Local beer.
Bring home a six of Kingers.
Yeah.
And my first taste of beer was Narragansett beer.
Local beer, man. Yeah, me too. Yeah, that's good to have a local beer. Something like that. Just look that beer. Rainier. Seattle has Rainier beer.
Yeah.
Which is great. I fucking love Rainier beer. I just drink it on tap all the time.
Lone Star.
That's Texas, right? Yeah, Texas.
Yeah, Texas. Yeah, there's some regional beers everywhere, but
in the Philippines, it was San Miguel. There was only one kind of. There was the only beer I ever saw. San Miguel. There was like Budweiser and shit. But it was garbage. It was like I think that they put formaldehyde in it to keep it from fucking going south.
Yep.
And it just wasn't. It was off. I mean, you needed it cold. It wasn't too bad, and then why? So drink the local shit. What was it? Singapore had Anchor beer. Fucking Anchor beer. I think that was British.
Sure.
Yeah, that was...
Portland, Maine has always had Gary's Ale. And so when I go up to Portland, like if I go up to Old Orchard Beach, I go and get a 12-pack of Gary's Ale.
Was that like family? The Gary family or something?
Maybe. It was Gary.
Oh, you don't know?
Gary Brewery in Portland, and it's really good. I'm really surprised they don't sell it down here because it's like one of my favorites.
You can't find it?
You can't find it south of Maine. It's a regional thing,
They don't make enough of it, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
That's probably it. I mean, hey, order it. I think if you ask, if you really care, I mean, you ask the liquor store, hey, could you carry this? They probably go, yeah, sure. We just never...
Probably order it. I guess
the
distributors or something, they could probably bring it down.
They probably could order it. It's on the sheet they order. Like I used to do that. I used to have to fill out, I used to have to order the milk before I went on a route. And I just went by sales the previous week. You know what I mean? That's what you go by. You add a few extras. Sometimes, after a while, your customers so well, that customer is not going to need 4 half gallons of 99 today, shit like that. Because the whole idea was like, one, you didn't want to run out of milk, but you didn't want to have to unload a ton of milk when you got back to the loading dock too. So you tried to. It was always a thrill, when I only had like 3 half gallons of homogenized left, and that's all I had to pull off my truck when I got back, And then when you got too cute, it was like, fuck, now I have to, after I'm done, I had to drive back to like some customers at the end of the day and give them the milk I didn't take with me. Stuff like that. Yeah, be careful with that shit. So yeah, I don't see why, they're in the business of getting rid of beer, so I'm sure they can get it. I bet you they can. I bet you if you ask, they'll get it for you.
I know Vermont makes some really good beer. I love their Long Trail. Anything they make. And then they have Von Trapp from the old Von Trapp family.
Well, I just like the name. I just like that. I just like to order something named Von Trapp.
Well, yeah, it's Austrian ales from Remember the Sound of Music? That
Yeah.
family, it was loosely they
Oh
sold it.
yeah, all right, yeah.
And they brew it right there on the old estate. They use like local spring water from the estate to make Austrian style ale, and it's delicious. It's really,
Yeah.
I want to go up there. I want to talk some people into just going up there for the day.
Penny Robinson.
Oh yeah, that's right. She was in that.
Yeah.
She was in the Cats.
That's what you think when you see it. Hey, there's Penny Robinson.
That's right. She was in that. Yeah.
Well, I guess she's not lost in space anymore. I guess she found Earth. She found Germany. She's better
I
off.
think that was that during? Or
No, it was.
or after?
That was before. Yeah.
Was it before?
Yeah, lost in space. Like if her career came to a screeching halt after getting onto Jupiter too. You know. Okay, you're going to be a movie star, but now you're Penny Robinson.
Yep.
Who knows? Who knows what? She had a singing career and everything. I guess.
Did she?
Well, yeah, she sang in the movie. Well, but
Oh yeah, I guess that would have been probably when you got cast. You had to have a singing voice because
Yeah.
that's what it was all about, I guess, right?
Julie had to like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Julie agrees. Yeah, Julie. I don't know. Don't look Julie in the eye.
Did
Just
she make that before or after Mary Poppins?
oh, Oh no, after. You know how I know? Because because we were going and I was pissed. I was a little kid and I wanted to see Mary Poppins again. I remember that. I remember I was crying because it wasn't Mary Poppins. It was, but then I got in there and they do that big opening, right? And I remember just watching it then. I remember seeing it. I was a little kid. The Hills Are Alive, and that's a great opening. That's actually kind of a great movie, actually.
Yeah, it was nice. It had some, presented some issues, even though it wasn't quite. It didn't have much to do with the actual history of the Montrap family. It was a good story.
It was.
It was sort of like that, I guess.
It was a
Not quite
spectacle.
like that.
It's just like back then. I remember it was like, what is that, CinemaScope or whatever? The thing practically wrapped around the fucking room, and
Oh yeah, those beautiful wide shots.
Yeah. and they come flying in over Julie.
Yeah.
Julie's
Yeah.
spinning around, telling us about the hills and shit.
Yeah, I think Hitler had like one of his mountain retreats up
Right.
there. So
Well, yeah, you had that one, so I guess I guess.
two actually. He had two. One was Birch's Garden. The other one was another place. There were two actually.
It was probably
The
more
one
than
in
that.
Austria is
Yeah.
the one that the
101st.
First Airborne and like occupied. But there was another one too that was much more elaborate from another section of Germany. It was a mountain retreat that had like an elevator going all the way up to the top, and it was like it was like one of the SS's last holdouts up in the mountains. That was like one of two of mountain, bastions that he had. Fancy abode.
Yeah, fancy schmancy. That's where you can.
The Eagles of the Eagle Eye Airy or something. I forget what it was, but
Yeah, it was some lofty name, I'm sure.
yeah, the other one was kind of cool too because it was more bunker-like, and it had like you go into like these tunnels, these fortified tunnels. You get on an elevator and go all the way to the top, and there was like communications and the scenery. It was like luxury apartments.
Sure.
Good scenery, and it was like a mountain command center. It turned out to be at some point. But,
Yeah, it's so nice that you don't even mind the war.
yeah.
Fucking asshole. Well,
Yeah.
glad he's dead.
That's what happens.
Those- I like that they have bunkers.
Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
I think it's great they build bunkers though. I really like that because like they end up down there, right? And then they're down there. They're down in the bunker. That's a bad ending. That's really
Well,
bad.
they all had them. Like even Churchill had him.
Yeah.
His command center, and that's where he would have ended up if they were invaded.
I'd rather die on the
Stalin
surface.
had his bunkers and stuff, and that's where he would have ended up if they surrounded and killed him too, and
Yeah.
they all had their fucking, that was their last resort bunkers.
But down there, right? Eventually, the power's gonna go out, and people are gonna get hungry. The food's gonna run out, and the power's gonna go off. Now you're in the dock with a bunch of hungry people.
Hungry people that will
Eat you.
notoriously will resort to anything to survive.
Even if they don't think they would. Like there's a monster in all of us. You don't know what
Yeah.
you'll do,
This is true.
You're just sitting there. You're eating your friend's liver. You go,
I mean,
Jesus Christ, I've some pretty fucked up shit I'm going through here. I thought the pandemic was bad.
I read this book about, I don't know if you've heard of this guy Jordan Peterson, like the 12 Rules to Life. And,
Yeah, that guy.
He was talking about that in one chapter about, we'd all like to think that that we would be Oscar Schindler if we're like faced with the Holocaust and stuff.
Nah.
Psychological studies show that very few of us, a very tiny percentage of 1%, would actually make a stand against the social status quo. That's very difficult, and people would.
Well,
that's why so many people go along with such monstrous regimes and stuff like this, is because they don't have the social courage to fight against the social norms and risk everything to make the right choice and whatnot.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
And we do have a monster, and then another goes on. We do have monsters in ourselves. Every whim that we have in our body and our mind, we indulge in and stuff like this. Some of those things are abhorrent to civilization, and if you have the power to satisfy these whims, then you'll end up just fucking with people and hurting vast swaths of people, like has been shown throughout history.
Yeah.
He backs it up with psychological study and university and stuff, that people will do these things.
You try and fight it, just be aware of it.
It's human nature. You indulge in these things if given the appropriate amount of the right circumstances.
When it comes to survival, your body's going to just do it. It's not even going to be your mind, It'll just be your body. Your body will just. It's like the people who jumped out of the Twin Towers because of the fire. That wasn't voluntary. That was body. We're doing something now. We're going to live. We're not burning to death. We're going to plunge to our death. No choice. This is what we're doing. You can just watch. You won't disagree either. And like we were talking about that before, like the people alive up in the Andes and all that. That's just the fact of it. So these people who going in their bunkers, you know what I mean? With everything's finite. You know what I mean? There's going to be one guy left, and
that's right.
That's it. That's just how it works.
Yep.
I told you I found a bunker once.
It takes a lot of moral discipline to stand on principle, and he would say that some moral principle is something that everyone should develop, because this is what sets us apart. This is civilization, is to develop a moral principle and have the courage to stand by it.
I think it's
in spite of all the adverse, things that are going on in the world and around you.
George, I just hope I'm all right. You know what I mean? You don't know what kind of a person you are until you're there. You know what I mean? You hope you're not that guy. But you don't know. You have to go. You're not
going to be that.
Well, you don't know. You'll never know unless you get a chance to find out. And so there's that too. It's hope. If you hope, then at least there'll be there's hope for you.
Yeah.
If you go, I don't give a fuck. I'm eating the first guy I come across. I'm gonna start right away. I'm gonna start capturing people while I'm still healthy enough to do it.
Well, speaking of anything, I gotta.
Oh yeah! Holy shit!
The Stop and Shop. I gotta go to the Stop and Shop.
Yeah, all right,
do
man.
the weekly staffing.
Stay away from ho-hos.
If I ever get a dozen enough eggs together, bring them by for these mornings.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I got Fridays off now. For a bunch of
Friday would be a good day.
a bunch of weeks. I go back. I start working Fridays again the second week of December. I took what's left of my vacations and I just put them on Fridays because they don't give me overtime anymore. So it used to be I never did it because I would always get an extra shift if I took one day off in the week, and it would kill. So I don't have to worry about Fridays. Yeah, Fridays, man. Come by Friday, right? We'll go see that Johnson house or do something fucking like that.
All right, that sounds good.
Yeah, whenever, buddy.
All right, save a can of beans for me.
I'll do that. All right, all right. I'll see you, man. Bye.